Namaskar my friends, and today I'm back here with another review, and we will continue our Transformers Prime reviews in this one as well. And today we'll be taking a look at the Decepticon leader, Megatron. Right, so this is the box, what it looks like, and before I talk any more about anything in this review, I will first like to give a shout out to Oishik Mukhopadhyay for hooking me up with this figure. I got this figure just a couple of months back, so a big thank you to Oishik for helping me out with this one, brother. Appreciate it, and you're one of the reasons why I am able to make this review. So this is the front of the box, which looks pretty good, and these old Transformers boxes actually had this gimmick here where you can try and sort of use the gimmicky gun, blaster or whatever you call it. So yeah, that is the front of the box. This is the side of the box with Megatron's art right here from the show. This is the back of the box where it shows the transformation from his robot mode to his jet mode. Of course, with the whole Transformers Prime details right there, and there's a little bio on Megatron given here as well, with some technical data about his strength, speed, intelligence, endurance, rank, blah blah blah. All those things are there as well. So let us not waste time, and let us now have a look at the Decepticon leader in all his glory. And as always, before we first take a look at the figure, let us have a look at the accessories that he comes with. So this is the blaster that he comes with. This looks pretty good. It has a gimmick, so if you hit this switch here, if you just push it, it kind of unlocks or sort of helps the blade of Megatron form. So let's have a look at that, and that's how it works, right? All you're going to do is just hit that switch and the blades kind of form like this, although it doesn't really come together on my copy. This is an older figure. It's been 10 years since this was released, close to a decade, I think, a little more than a decade, I suppose. I'm not too sure, but yes, it's definitely close to a decade. So yeah, this thing doesn't always give me the desired result that I want. But yeah, the blade really doesn't come together, and the moment you hit this, the lighting mechanism kind of comes on, and yeah, that's how it is. And this one sort of pegs into Megatron's arm, which I'm going to be showing you once we have Megatron next. And we do get this ridiculous looking weapon, and what you have to do is you can just have Megatron hold on to this, right? And no, sorry, I think I was doing it wrong. Yeah, there we go. So Megatron can just hold on to this, and there's a peg hole here, and then there is a slot here, right? There's a peg hole here, there's a peg here. Okay, so Megatron can just hold on to that. And yeah, that's what that looks like. Some sort of a punching weapon thingy going on there. So that's all we have for his accessories, by the way, in case you're wondering how this works. So this thing pegs into this peg hole here, so let's just peg it there, and that is what Megatron looks like with all his accessories. And we have Megatron right here in all his glory, accessorized completely. And for a figure that was released about a decade back or close to a decade back, this looks amazing. He really does. He does have issues, which I will be talking about a little bit, but the aesthetics, he looks really nice. But before we get to any of the pros and cons of the figure, the first thing is I have sort of made the arrangement this way. What actually happens officially is he has a backpack like this, right? And this kind of gives it a slightly, wait, hold on, there we go. Yeah, so I actually forgot to turn those. So this actually gives a better aesthetic, right? But what happens is, once you turn him around, you get this junk going on. So the official transformation or the official way to display him is this way. But if you saw earlier, I did it slightly differently. I actually, flattened it out on his back so that he has a clean back, and this kind of gives a little more character, I feel. Although yeah, the silhouette kind of gets disturbed, but yeah, I'm quite happy with the way this looks. So now let's get to the aesthetics, and I personally really like the way this looks. I feel this is a really good piece. Agreed, yes, he does lack paint. He has got this very dull grey plastic going on here, and I think they had released another figure before they released him. He's a Voyager class, and I think there was a deluxe class which had so much better paint, and aesthetically it just was much more pleasing than this guy. But unfortunately, he does not come with very good paint applications on his body. He's got a very dull looking grey plastic color, which actually I don't quite like it. He's not completely grey though. It's somewhere between cream and grey. It's a very weird color that he has actually got on himself. And more importantly, the color of the hands right here, if I can just zoom in, the color of the hands is also very weird, and this figure has not weathered or aged over time. This actually looks exactly like it did when it first released. So yeah, there's no color fading or there's no weathering, nothing. So yeah, that is a problem there. I don't like the way that looks, and the same with the feet. The feet do not look very good either. So yeah, not exactly screen accurate as far as the colors are concerned. But having said that, I think this looks very nice. I think one of the reasons why this guy is still quite hard to find is because of the way this guy looks. And if you have a look, if I can just show you the light piping going on here, right? Zoom in there, and there's light piping going on. See, his eyes are lit up. So if I just sort of place my finger on the back of his head, where we get this transparent plastic for the light piping, the light piping looks very good, and he looks very nice and light, on this nice transparent plastic getting highlighted, which looks very nice. And yeah, overall, yeah, I'm just very happy with the way he looks. And yeah, the gimmick of the cannon, it works in this mode as well. So in case you are interested, you can do that. And in case if you want the blades out and you don't want to use this, you can actually get the blades down like this. It is not really going to affect anything, but yeah, you could do that. But the blades don't quite come together like in the show. So suppose you just have to force it together a little bit, but that's the best that you can do, really. I think that's the best that I can do on my copy. So yeah, there's a problem there. And let's have a look at his head, that face, and that is pretty good looking, although I'm not sure if that is screen accurate, because that sort of looks more like a lion, don't you think? Kinda. I mean, yeah, sure. One could argue that, hey, he does look like a lion maybe sometimes in the show, his expressions. But I think the face could have been slightly better, right? But yeah, overall, yeah, that does look like Megatron, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, almost there. But yeah, the face sculpt, I feel could have been a little bit better. And we get some silver paint on the face, which is nice. Really like this. His eyes should have been red, actually. This is more like, when he had the blood of Unicron in the show. Yeah, but then yeah, his eyes should have been red, not this color. So yeah, that is something which I feel could have been worked on by Hasbro. But like I said, this is a figure that released so many years back. It still holds up though. Really like the Decepticon symbol on his chest as well. Very nice. So yeah, that's all that I have to talk about the aesthetics. Now let's have a look at the articulation. So as far as the articulation is concerned, the head is on a ball joint, but it barely goes up. It barely goes down. There's not much of a difference there between up and down. He does turn a little bit from side to side. It's all because of the sculpt. The sculpt sort of hinders his head articulation, so that's the problem. He does get a little bit of attitude as well, in case you want these shoulder pads more out of the way so that you can get his arm out to about more than 90 degrees, which is pretty good. His arm does go, all 360 degrees is required, but I would say don't push it. No, you can. You absolutely can, not a problem. He does have a single joint elbow, which is about 90 degrees, slightly more than 90 degrees, slightly, ever so slightly. He does get an elbow swivel here, an arm swivel here, and of course his hands can just go in and out because of the transformation. The articulation is pretty much the same on that arm as well, even with the cannon, so the cannon does not interfere. No ab crunch, but we do get a thigh swivel, which is pretty good. He does kick forward, which is quite good, just about 90 degrees. He does have a very nice knee bend here, which looks pretty good. It's better than some of the recent figures that I've reviewed, so that's definitely a big plus point. And his feet kind of go up and down a little bit because of the transformation, do collapse again because of the transformation, and of course no ankle pivots. Ankle pivots weren't something that Hasbro used back in the day, or at least they did not involve it or use it in the engineering. So that's about it for the articulation. And of course, in case you want to move these kind of moves, well, all this is not a part of the articulation, not part of the transformation. So that's about it for the articulation. Now let us have a look at the transformation. So here we have the Cybertronian jet mode, and if you are getting a feeling that the design of this jet mode kind of looks very similar to the first Transformers movie in 2007, well, you aren't wrong, because I think the makers of the show, Transformers Prime, did take some inspiration from the first film. But having said that, the transformation for this piece is extremely messy. I did not like the transformation. It's not fun, it's not enjoyable, it's not something that I quite enjoyed, and it's not something that I look forward to ever again, because yeah, there's just too many parts working here, too many things that you got to get out of the way, especially these two parts. This just need to be adjusted and just brought up, brought down, brought to the side, just to make things work. And it just very poorly designed. I just did not like the engineering or the transformation at all. But as far as the aesthetics are concerned, this looks quite nice. I think it looks quite good, although this cannon here is a bit too big for this Cybertronian jet mode, right? It's a little too big, but the gimmick here works absolutely fine if you want to. Oh, so now the blades are coming together. Great! Wow. So the gimmick actually works absolutely fine here for this mode. So it is good. It is great actually. So yeah, that looks good. But I think the blaster is a bit too big for this jet mode. Again, I mean, you can see the alien tech here, and yeah, this looks pretty convincing for an alien tech jet mode. But like I said, the transformation could have been so much better. So that is Megatron's jet mode from the Transformers Prime show. Now let us get him back into the robot mode and take one final look at him. Now let us take a look at some size comparisons, and here he is with the Legacy Blaster in red on the left, Siege Red Alert on the right, and of course a Legends class Brawl right up in front. And as you can see that yeah, he has got a fair bit of height compared to the others. And this is a modern day Voyager, by the way. So yeah, slightly taller than a Voyager, which is pretty good. Almost slightly taller than a Voyager, than a modern day Voyager. Very slight. It's pretty much the same height actually. And here is the comparison with Marvel Legends standard Spider-Man Scarlet Spidey, and of course the Star Wars Black Series Imperial Death Trooper. So my final thoughts about this figure is, well, he's a pretty good figure. Alright, I liked it quite a lot. Yes, he does have his issues, he does have his problems, you know, this whole back situation that we have, that is a problem there. The paint is a problem. But having said that, you know, this is something I have, you know, always wished to have in my collection, and thanks to my friend Oishik, he helped me out earlier this year, and I'm just very happy to have him, really. I mean, if you have him in your collection, you know that he has quite an imposing presence on the shelf, right? He looks good, he feels good in hand even after all these years. The quality of plastic is also very good, and he's a good piece. Although as far as the jet mode is concerned, yeah, that is a messy transformation. I did not like this transformation, as I've already mentioned. The jet mode looks good, but at the same time kind of looks ridiculous from certain angles, so I'm not a big fan of the jet mode, although I think it's quite show accurate. But nah, I prefer the robot mode a lot more than his alt mode. Well, with that being said, you were watching the Plates in Plastic channel. I am Shushman Biswas, and I will be back again very soon with another video review. Till then, please take very good care of yourselves, take care of your families, enjoy your collection, take care of your collection. And again, please do not forget to subscribe, share, like and comment. And always remember, till all are one. Thank you so much for joining us today.